Hi there, you're in the lab with your mate JJ. Today is Module Monday. It's Module Monday. We'll be looking at a module. My silly job title for today is Buzz Boss. Today I'm the Buzz Boss. So the module that we'll be looking at today is a Hall effect sensor. Now I've got analog Hall effect sensor and digital Hall effect sensor. I think today we'll look at the analog sensor. So what we're going to do is pop over to the bench here and just have a look at what we got. Then we'll jump over to the computer and see if we can get some information about it. Then we'll bring it back to the bench and we'll plug it into one of our Arduino Uno boards and see if we can write a program that uses the sensor. Of course, there's two of them. There's the digital Hall effect sensor and the analog Hall effect sensor. And we'll just be doing the analog one today, and we'll do in the next week we'll do the digital one. So let's pop over to the bench and I'll show you what we got. Before I take you over to the bench, I should tell you about the Hall effect. This is a Hall effect sensor. The Hall effect was discovered in 1879 by Edwin Hall, and the effect essentially means that a magnetic field can be detected because it will induce a voltage if it's placed across an electromagnetic field. So the Hall effect is a magnet sensor. I should make that clear. So today we're looking at the Hall effect sensor, and the Hall effect sensor is a magnetic detector. So let's pop you over the bench and we'll keep on keeping on. All right, well here we are on the bench. And this is my component drawer. You can see here it's labeled Hall effect, and in the front we've got digital Hall effect, and in the back we've got analog Hall effect. So this is what it looks like. It's just the sensor. There's a couple of small components in there. One's a resistor, and the other one I'm not sure what that is. It might even be an LED. I don't know. So let me throw you over to the microscope and I'll give you a closer look at this thing. All right, well that's its three connections. On the left is negative power, on the right is the signal, and in the middle will be VCC. So let me see if I can just show you the rest of that board there. So you can see there's a resistor there, and something at the top left, just where I'm trying to point, just there. I'm not sure what that is. Might be a LED. I'm not 100% sure. And this black thing up the top here, that's the actual sensor itself. You see that looks a bit like a transistor. And on the back there's just some silk screen and no additional components there. Just a few empty through holes and a few used through holes. All right. Well, I'll throw you over to the computer and let's see what info we can get about this thing. All right. Well, here we are on the computer, and I searched for analog Hall effect sensor, and I got a whole bunch of options. And I noticed this one here. It's labeled KY-035, and same with this one up here. It's also labeled KY-035. So that's good to know. It's they're all basically compatible, and I like seeing those KY numbers. We've seen that already with some of the devices that we've looked at on Module Monday so far. So I'm going to open this one and this one, and let's just see if we can get any sample code for working with these sensors. So scrolling down. There we go. There's a reference program right there. Great. And what about here? Have we got another second opinion? Yeah, this is also it's not really great code, but yeah. All right, cool. Well, that looks about the same, doesn't it? There's that funny looking thing. I'm not sure if that's a LED or what. Anyway, we've got some code, so I'll put that in the Arduino IDE. And we've learned that it's called the KY-035. So that's good, and I'll make a note of that for the show notes. So let's pop over to the bench and let's hook this thing up and write a program to use it. All right, well, here we are back on the bench, and here's our sensor. I suppose we're going to need a magnet. We'll get the magnet in a minute. Here's a Uno, and it's got the pins attached from last time. These all sort of follow the same thing. There's a negative power, VCC's in the middle, and then the signal is on the right-hand side here. So that will be easy to wire up. In fact, we'll do it right now. So negative goes on the side, positive goes in the middle, and orange is pin 3 for the input from the sensor. So this is our Uno, and here is the power. I don't know what that's going to do at the moment. Nothing by the looks of it. Fair enough. So I'll pop over to the IDE and I'll get some code running, and then I'll show you what we've got. So I'll be back in just a tick. All right. Well, I've got a program. It's all put in. I'll show it to you in just a tick. You can see here there's an LED flashing on the board, and that the rate of flashing is controlled by the sensor. Now, of course, the sensor's not doing anything interesting at the moment because there's no magnetic field, but I've got a magnet up the back here. So we're going to bring the magnet here close to the sensor, and let's see what we observe with regard to the rate of the flashing LED. Do you think it was on longer? Oh, look at that. And indeed, that LED on the board, that is an LED, that mystery component there. And there we go. When we bring the when we bring the magnet in close, the LED on the board lights up. And what do we observe? Oh, yep, and the LED here just goes absolutely nuts. Isn't that fascinating? So there we go. Okay. So what I'm going to do is show you the code, and as well as showing you the code, I'll actually print out the analog sensor value. So let's jump together. How am I going to do this? Here we go. So I'll flip you over there, briefly behind the scenes, and here is the code. So you can see here that we've got the sensor pin is pin A5, that's analog 5, and then the LED pin is 13. That's pretty standard, the onboard LED for the Arduino Uno, and then the sensor value is initialized to 0. We set up our loop. We set the LED pin as an output, and then we begin our serial and we print running. And then in our loop, we read the sensor value here from the sensor pin, and then we print line, and you see those print lines coming out the bottom down here. Those are the analog values coming out. And then we turn the pin on and we wait for the value, and then we turn the pin off and we wait for the value. So that's the rate. And obviously when we seem to get a much smaller value when the magnet is near. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the magnet right up to it, and then we'll see, oh yeah, look at that. So you can see it's all 20, 20, 20. Take it away and it jumps up to about 1,000 or thereabouts. So the value that we're getting when there's no magnetic field is around 1,000, and then when we put the thing in there, we get a much tighter loop. It's about 20 in the presence of a magnetic field. And it does seem to be pretty much on and off, doesn't it? Like they say it's an analog system, but it kind of really only has two states by the looks of it. One of them's around about 20, and one of them's around about 1,000. So I think that's everything to show you. So let's pop you over to the farewell cam, and we'll wrap up. That's a wrap. So that was a fun little experiment today. The analog Hall effect sensor. It will be interesting to compare it with the digital version, which we'll be looking at next time. So make sure you hit like and subscribe so that you're all signed up and logged in and ready to go for when the next installment of Module Monday goes ahead. Be coming up next week, hopefully. Yes, so the analog measurement came in at around 20 or 30 when it was active, and around about 1,000 when it was inactive. It really only had about two sort of semi-stable states. It wasn't exact by any measure, but they were ballpark order of magnitude. They were very close to two ends of the spectrum. It was interesting to note that the polarity of the magnet actually matters for the sensor. So if I approach the magnet from this side, it worked. If I approach the magnet from the other side, it did not work. So polarity is certainly a thing that matters when you're calibrating or using your Hall effect sensor. So yeah, I think that concludes this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks very much for watching, and please remember to hit like and subscribe.